Doing
Hi,
well.
so good. How are you?
Good, especially after talking to everyone here. I want to start with you guys. One of the things I think is so interesting about this film, I'm going to start with you, Rory. You guys kind of have a similar connection to, Lorraine and Ed in this film, your characters. Was that kind of discussed? I mean, that must be surreal to kind of be playing opposite those two who are so great in these movies. Can you talk about that?
It is surreal, and it's even more surreal when you thought you'd seen Conjuring 1 and you're about to start Conjuring 3 the next day, but it turns out you've actually seen Insidious Part 1. So then you watch Conjuring 1 and 2 back to back the night before your first rehearsal with Patrick and Vera, and of course Sarah Catherine, and I think Shannon as well. And then they're across the table from you saying, "Arnie, did you do it?" And you're like, "Oh no, this is weird." So that was surreal. But I often found myself even like talking to Sarah Catherine. We'd pal around on set and go to craft services together. But I'd certainly be looking at Patrick and Vera and like what warmth they had for each other and for the project in general, and how happy and unencumbered they were between takes. Whereas at the start, I was trying to listen to like Nine Inch Nails and dark music to try and stay in it. Whereas if you try to stay in it the whole time, you'll run out of interest and energy in it entirely. And, Patrick would be sitting there eating his chicken sandwich and scroll on his phone and showing funny videos to Vera. So by the end, I feel like we were much more like them in that regard into filming it. And I think it's such a huge compliment to say that, to even compare us to them, because their palpable chemistry is the beating heart of these films. And even subconsciously, if we would probably be trying to emulate that, because I think it's the real unique selling point of the Conjuring films.
I agree. Sarah Catherine, did you, what was it? What advice did Vera give you? Did she ever say, yeah, you know what? Do this or do that? Was there ever a moment like that?
I had a really lovely chat with her in the very, very beginning, but it was mostly me just being like, I love you and I love your work. I can't believe I'm here. I mean, I really was trying not to be like, tell me what to do. I'm so scared. I was just very like, keeping my distance, and just quietly observing it all. And that's kind of how it went. I felt because I did most of my scenes with them from the first few weeks, and I just felt like all I was doing was watching. Like I was just kind of like a fly on the wall, observing their behavior with one another and seeing how they interact and like how they have such adorable like witty banter before they like right before action. And then they would just like immediately just shift into Ed and Lorraine so beautifully. And I was just kind of like, oh my God, these guys are it. They are pros, which I obviously knew that, but it's so different, obviously, seeing it in real life, like not watching them on the screen, but like watching their process. But yeah, so for sure, it was amazing working with them.
Now, I've got one more question for you guys, because it's a quick time, but did you guys ever get to talk to any of the people actually involved? Either
Yeah, we did. Debbie and Arnie came to set at least once, and it's funny because it is a more sensitive topic, as someone actually died in the events that inspired this film. So I always found that I was a bit timid and awkward in meeting Arnie, and Debbie was a lot more rambunctious anyway. But me and Arnie were kind of both a bit shy and kind of gazed at each other, but didn't really know what to say. And I think Sarah Catherine has a very different relationship with Debbie.
Yes. Yeah. I spoke with Debbie pretty often throughout the filming process and after as well. We built this really lovely relationship, and that was very special to get to have that bond with her, and for them to come to set too. I thought it was just the coolest thing ever.
Well, you guys are marvelous. I really had a great time with this movie, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Hi.
Hello, how are you guys?
Hey.
Oh, it's so good to see you both. I love these movies so much, and I love you two in them.
And I love your bob and your handlebar mustache.
Thank you. You like this?
Love it.
This is how I start off my career. I'm glad. Thank you.
So good.
Well, I guess I want to start off with, like I said, I love these movies, and your performances, both of them, just keep growing and they move me, honestly. It's like a love story. Has it changed at all, like the third film in?
No, man. I think that outside of like, if you actually sat the film version of Lorraine Warren down in a marriage counseling session, I don't think she would say everything's so hunky-dory. I think she would say that, you know, that demons are a real downer in this marriage. I've had enough. But I think that togetherness, right? And they're just like, it gets harder and harder. And I mean, Lorraine said this to us. It's like every case just took so much more out of her, but that what she got from it, from the, you know, but I guess the return after it's like when the benefits of showing that compassion sort of pulled her through to the next one. But what do you want to say about this, Mr. Wilson?
I'm just listening to you.
We do that all day, though, Patrick.
On our fake marriage, just me.
What's that? What'd you say?
I agree with you. Couldn't you just listen to Vera all day, man? Just talk about this.
It's all good.
Floundering.
Yeah, I like to watch her kind of flounder, and figure out what she's saying, not answer the question, go on a different tangent. This is just fun.
I like your shirt, by the way, Satanic Panic, which plays a little bit into this. So, did you guys look into that? Because I remember that period, like especially hearing those stories. Did you? I guess, Patrick, I'm gonna look at your shirt. Did you guys talk about that while you were doing this film?
Not really, because it doesn't really affect how we're playing it. You know what I mean? I think if anything, it's maybe a Schaub's decision. You know, our director Michael to. Maybe in the surrounding, I don't know that that's necessarily, it's, you know, anytime you're dealing with like themes or what was going on in the world, you gotta just focus on your story, the story that you're telling. And this is 1981, so it's sort of the beginning of that happened in the 80s, you know, really. But we didn't really get into too much of the Satanic Panic at that point. It was really because honestly, the case was so, horrifying that if you just think about the logistics and the details of the case, you don't really have to add anything around it. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Vera, I know the first film, you had a scratch on you. Have you ever had anything like that happen again?
Jimmy. Yes. Yes. I mean, just the other day I called him up and I told him my toilet paper is shredding into these like various size claws. And he just laughs at me.
No, but in fairness, did you find out the result?
Jimmy, look at this. Look at this.
He doesn't have time for this. He's got like 20 seconds.
I know.
Oh no! Where is it? Oh my God!
These weird, like claw-looking, like slices of toilet paper kept appearing on the ground under her toilet paper roll. If I can say toilet paper over and over, because that's certainly scary. But I don't know the end result, Jimmy. We don't know what happened.
I ran out. The toilet. I just kept using it until it ran out, and the next toilet paper roll was fine.
You had a possessed toilet paper roll.
Haunted toilet paper roll.
Here's
the video.
Oh, I gotta see.
He doesn't have time.
Oh my God!
Isn't it weird?
That is weird.
It is weird. Possessed? I'm not sure, but weird.
I say weird things happen all the time, but who knows?
Well, we got to wrap it up. You guys are great. I'm such fans of both of yours, and I love this movie. I love seeing you guys in these roles. It's just a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.